Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
We're tracking the search for answers after investigators discover human remains over the weekend.
The state tells Fayette County Schools the district's new high school is too big. What the school board must do next to move the plan forward.
We're getting set for a big-time weather change across central and eastern Kentucky. We're heading toward January temperatures. We'll time it into where you live straight ahead on WKYT News at 5, and it starts right now.
Investigators continue to search for answers about human remains found over the weekend.
Deer hunters found a wallet in a wooded area near New Liberty Road in Anderson County Saturday and called police. And when investigators arrived, they tell us they found the remains, clothing, and even glasses. WKYT's Victor Puente has some new information in this investigation in our top story at 5.
It could be months, maybe more than a year, before police can identify the skeletal remains discovered Saturday night. They're now on their way to a forensic anthropologist. Police hope they can provide more information about who that person was. Hunters on this property near New Liberty Road found what they thought were the contents of a wallet. They called police, who began a search and eventually found pieces of a person.
Spread out over probably around 200 yards.
Police came back the next day with firefighters and the coroner. They collected 60 bags of evidence. Neighbors watched as police went about their business.
And I would hate to think, even though my kids are older, that some of my neighbors' children run across something like that.
Stevens is friends with the hunter who called police. She says he gave her a heads up that they were about to have dozens of investigators just across the street.
Total shock and surprise. He just knew something wasn't right.
Those bones are going to be sent to an anthropologist at the University of Tennessee. Police hope they can extract some DNA to compare to possible relatives.
And we'll search for missing persons and go through the file to try to find a lead to the next of kin.
Some of the items discovered near that body were gift cards. Police hope they can trace them back to their source. They say that may give them some idea of where this person came from. In Anderson County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Right now, police say they don't have any indication of foul play, but they also say they can't rule that out as a possibility.
We're tracking a developing story this afternoon out of Owsley County. State police confirm a man is dead following a farm. It happened on Tucker Lane near the Lee County line. WKYT Sam Smith is there tracking the situation this afternoon.
I'm standing along Tucker Lane near the Owsley and Lee County lines, and just up the road behind me, a farming accident killed a man. The victim's family is understandably upset over what happened today. They asked me not to film the area where the accident happened. The details of what led up to the accident have not been released. Neither has the victim's name. State police are investigating this accident. State police tell me they'll release more information about this farming accident this evening. For now, in Owsley County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
State police tell us the victim is the father of a state police trooper.
The plan for Fayette County Schools to build a new high school has hit a snag. The state rejected the district's plan over the size of the building. The school board will discuss how to move forward tonight. WKYT's Jordan Valines is live for us here in Lexington with more on how they will try to move that plan forward.
Right. As you mentioned, one of the main topics that will be discussed tonight is the size of the new proposed high school and why that's creating problems in terms of getting approved by the state. Now, the Kentucky Department of Education will not approve the square footage of the new high school that is set to be built on Winchester Road. The school is designed to hold 1,800 students and be more than 285,000 square feet. State officials say that the maximum permissible building area is more than 10,000 square feet less than that. At tonight's meeting, school board members are expected to ask for an official waiver for this project from the State Board of Education.
We have, again, cut as much as we can and still maintain the integrity of what we feel a 21st century high school should look like. And in fact, KDE is the one, you may have seen that letter, but they are the ones who suggested that we perhaps would want to request a waiver.
Now, tonight's meeting is expected to begin at 5:30. Live in Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Jordan, thank you. The other big topic at tonight's meeting, the search for a new superintendent. Last week, Dr. Tom Shelton announced he is resigning to take a job as executive director of the Kentucky Association of School Superintendents. It comes on the heels of a state audit that found bad communication, poor financial management, and weak policies within the district. Shelton's last day is December 31st. Well, don't let today's mild weather fool you.
Oh, no. Winter is getting ready to make an early appearance in Kentucky. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here with a major change in the forecast.
Yeah, guys, you knew Old Man Winter not messing around this year when he throws snow at you on Halloween and the first accumulating snows on the first day of November. And here we are with a mild day and a half stretch before the bottom falls out. Enjoying a beautiful sunset, though, in the short term with that mild weather that is out there. Ice crystal clouds are showing up. Hey, sunset fans, get the cameras ready. It's going to be gorgeous here in the next few minutes. Current temperatures dropping into the low 60s into most areas. Still some upper 60s into southeastern Kentucky. Live First Alert Defender says even with a little cloud cover that is streaming in, got no precipitation to show you. We'll change it up, though, tomorrow at this time, courtesy of this. That's an Arctic front. And the temperature difference from one side of this to the other, you go from the 70s to the 20s in 150, 200 miles or so. That is a big time drop, and this is a snowstorm that is now increasing across the Dakotas, Nebraska, into northern parts of the Great Lakes. That whole pattern is aimed for Kentucky and surrounding areas, and it looks a whole lot like winter. And guys, it's settling in, perhaps for the long term. He says, as we take that turn toward winter over the next 24 hours, we'll time the Arctic front into central and eastern Kentucky when I come back with the hour-by-hour forecast.
Chris, thank you. The early winter has already arrived in the upper Midwest.
From the Dakotas to Minnesota and Wisconsin, people are dealing with snow and very cold temperatures. Jamie Yukas is tracking the situation in Minneapolis.
It's tough sledding for commuters across the upper Midwest. As the snow comes down, drivers are urged to slow down, but there have still been accidents.
I saw one or two spin outs, but I think everyone kind of got it.
It's a little scary always the first time because people are relearning how to drive on snow.
The storm that started in Alaska, then dropped into the Dakotas, is covering roads in ice and snow from Minneapolis to Wausau, Wisconsin, where 16 inches of snow could fall by Tuesday night. Other parts of the region are bracing for 1.5 feet. Forecasters say frigid winds are also blowing in from the north, and the big chill will be felt as far south as Georgia.
We're looking at a blast of Arctic air coming in that could take temperatures anywhere from 10 to 50 degrees below average.
Some schools are closed here in the state of Minnesota. This could be the snowiest autumn storm to hit Minneapolis since Halloween of 1991. The first storm of the season also sent people scrambling for snow tires and other winter supplies.
I didn't believe it, but as soon as I walked out the door, I knew that I was going to have to take care of business.
Ready or not, winter weather has arrived for millions of people, and it's not going to thaw out anytime soon. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Well, parts of Montana could be in the single digits this week. Normal highs this time of year in the 40s. We are tracking the investigation into a string of thefts in a Lexington neighborhood. Police say someone stole a car and crashed on Mount Rainier Drive off Man of War near Alumni. Neighbors found the damaged car about 5 this morning. Thieves also broke into a couple of cars on the street. One person who lives there says this has been a problem for months.
Well, in fact, one of my sons had his truck broken into here when he was here dog sitting for us one week when we were on vacation. Our car has been gotten into twice. Once they stole a cell phone changer and a charger and some change.
Police tell us they are still looking for the thieves who stole that car.
A grand jury has indicted a former school employee for having sex with a student. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Taylor County. Ian Huskins is charged with sodomy, sexual abuse, unlawful transaction with a minor, and 7 counts of rape. Police tell the Central Kentucky News Journal Hoskins met the girl while working at Taylor County High School. The incidents happened in April and May. He is no longer an employee of the school district. In Franklin County, we're tracking the search for a man who robbed a gas station. Frankfort police say a man in a mask came into the Speedy Mart on Holmes Street, punched the clerk, and took off with a donation jar. The money in the jar was meant to help a funeral cost for a woman who recently died. Police say they have a good lead in the case and will step up patrols in that area. In Pulaski County, police and school officials are taking part in a two-day workshop on preventing school violence. The workshop focuses on bullying and how it can lead to violence. Police and administrators are being given the warning signs of possible violent acts.
And the one thing we've been able to come back to is the fact that most of the school shooters were also victims of bullying, as well as many of the school shooters also talked about the incident. So this gives the attendee who would be here at this program ways and suggestions to address it before it occurs.
Safety personnel say students who have resorted to violence have often showed warning signs 5 to 6 months before it happened. The last few weeks have been a real struggle for the UK football team.
Yeah, it certainly has. They recorded another loss Saturday when Georgia came to Commonwealth. Head coach Mark Stoops talked about what the team needs to do this afternoon. WKYT's Rob Brumley's here now with our Big Blue coverage. Hi, Rob.
Hello, and as you know, it has not been easy. Another tough one for Kentucky over the weekend, the fourth straight loss for Mark Stoops and his team. After beginning the season 5-1, expectations for this team were elevated, perhaps too much. Now, 2 games left. The Cats are going to have to work and work hard to become bowl eligible.
Got to keep on pushing forward. We can't stay the same or take a step back, that's for sure. And you know, I know at times it appears that way, and it is, you know, but it's, I think if you look across the board in college football, there's always going to be some ups and downs. Certainly with a team like us, we're not nearly as consistent as I want to be, as our fans want to be, or our team wants to be. We're just not a consistent team yet.
On the road this weekend, Kentucky and Tennessee in Neyland Stadium. It will be a 4 o'clock kick and the game televised by the SEC Network. More with Mark Stoops coming up in the next half hour. How does he feel now about the attitude of his team as the Cats must win on the road to become bowl eligible?
Rob, thank you. Following this weekend, the Cats will have a bye week and they finish the season at Louisville on November 29th.